hi. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. The now rich and still formidable Alice let me in.
All right, so let's hear it. Am I heading to prison? The DA for a long time.
Thank you. Well, it was quite the list of charges we had to trudge through.
And?
It helps that most of your key witnesses are now deceased. For instance, your father, whom you almost killed.
Yeah, I know, I was there.
Your brother,
We don't know if Jason's gone yet.
is presumably dead.
So, were you able to get the attempted murder charges dropped?
It's a work in progress. But nothing I am not able to handle. The kidnapping charges, however, that's quite the different story.
Hey, look, I'm the one he kidnapped. What if I don't testify?
Wait a second. Michael, you'd be willing to do that for me?
If I don't testify, they don't have a case, do they?
Except you weren't the only victim. AJ conspired with Faith Roscoe to also take Morgan and Christina. And I will bet every shoe in my closet that Sonny and Alexis and Carly have neither forgiven nor forgotten.
Yeah, the DA doesn't want to go to trial. They have to put me on the stand. And I'm the only one old enough to testify about the kidnapping because Morgan and Christina were too young. So can we use that as leverage for some kind of a deal?
Our best option is to give the DA something that they really want in exchange.
My freedom. For what?
For someone who's a bigger criminal than you could ever hope to be.
Pretty much spend the rest of my life in prison or turn rat. Well, what do I have to do? I have to either provide evidence or offer information or testimony or something to the DA about someone who's a better get than I am.
AJ's been in hiding for years. Who would even know anymore?
May I speak freely in present company?
I have no secrets in front of my son.
When your father was among the living, he was, how shall I put this tactfully?
A shady, irresponsible criminal.
Yes, what he said, exactly. But by no means the worst, which is good for us. Because if we hope to escape a life sentence, we're going to need some heavy leverage.
Someone worse than AJ.
Way worse. Someone whose crimes are so heinous, they make your father's pale in comparison.
I got someone.
Really?
Yeah. This guy's, he makes me look like a saint.
Well, that remains to be seen. And of course, I will need details and corroborating evidence.
Who is he?
His name's Faison.
Okay, start at the beginning.
When I left Port Charles, I was in real bad shape. I had a broken back and a bunch of other injuries. My mom put me in a clinic in Switzerland. I stayed there for almost a year.
I'm sorry, my fault. Speed it up.
Okay. When I got better, I would start to walk around, you know, on the hallway floor. And so one day I'm walking around and I get lost. I wind up in this restricted area, but I see my doctor, so I figure, okay, I'm gonna go over and just ask her directions. But she's talking to this guy. And I don't know, there was something about his voice. It resonated with me, like I recognized it. And so I decided to kind of hold back and see who he was. And when I did, it was Faison. And I couldn't believe it.
You are absolutely positive.
Yeah, he was wearing the same scrubs that they gave us all to wear, but he's a really distinct-looking guy. Trust me, it was him.
Did he see you?
No.
And we are the only two people that you have told this to.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the police, but it would have meant that I would have had to turn myself in. Okay, what do you want to hear? I was selfish. I know how dangerous the guy is.
So if this Faison guy is as wanted as you say he is, he could be your ticket to freedom.
Lovely as it might be to hand the authorities Faison's head on a silver platter, we're going to need the documentation to back it up. How many years ago was this?
Okay, it was a while ago, but he was still a patient when I left.
Yes, but it's unlikely that he'd be there now.
There's something else, too. He had a relationship with my doctor.
A romantic relationship?
No, it wasn't like that. It was like more like a business relationship. And he wasn't very nice to her.
I don't think Faison was nice to anyone.
If AJ turns Faison in, would it be enough to get his charges dropped?
Provided that the authorities believe AJ's story, which, considering that it's you, is going to be rather a hard sell. Unless... Do you have proof that you saw Faison alive?
As a matter of fact, I do.
What?
My mother gave me this untraceable cell so that we could communicate. It's one of the few things I managed not to lose.
You managed to secretly snap a photo of Faison.
Yeah. Well after when he was supposed to have died. Now please tell me that's going to be enough for the DA.
You have exposed an international criminal. You have proven that he is alive and still at large. You offer the authorities the ability to apprehend Faison, and those kidnapping charges are going to disappear faster than you can say Fashion Week.